Let me hit you with something uncomfortable straight away. If you're sitting there hoping she'll come back, if part of you is saying, I just need to act right and she'll realize, if you're waiting, watching, half living your life around the idea of her returning, this is going to sting, because right now the reason she hasn't come back yet isn't bad timing, isn't fate, isn't that she's confused. It's your energy. Yeah, that one hurt to hear, I know. You might not be texting her, you might not be calling, you might even be doing no contact, but inside, you're still reaching, still waiting, still hoping, still shaping your days around a maybe. And people feel that, especially women. Desperation doesn't need words, it leaks through silence. It shows up in your eyes, your posture, your patience, your online presence. It's loud even when you think you're being quiet. Here's the brutal truth no one tells you. Waiting energy is unattractive. Watching energy is unattractive. I'll be okay if she comes back energy is unattractive. Not because you're weak, but because you've handed your power over. Right now you're not standing in your life. You're paused in it. And when someone feels like the center of your emotional world, they don't feel pulled in. They feel pressure. Pressure makes people pull away. Always. You're probably telling yourself, I just care deeply. But deep care without self-control turns into emotional noise. And emotional noise kills mystery, respect, and desire. Let me say this clearly, babe, because someone needs to. She doesn't come back because you miss her. She comes back when she feels your absence. And absence isn't silence. Absence is detachment. Right now, you're present even when you're gone. She can feel you hovering, thinking, waiting for a sign. And here's the part that really messes with your head. The more you try to be right, calm, mature, understanding, the more you show you're still invested in the outcome. You're still reacting, just quietly. And Stoicism doesn't mean pretending you don't care. It means caring without clinging. It means feeling without chasing. It means standing still while your emotions try to drag you forward. This video isn't about tricks. It's not about playing games. It's not about manipulation. It's about becoming the version of you that doesn't need anyone to come back, to feel solid. Because the moment you stop needing the return, that's when it becomes possible. Not guaranteed, not promised, but possible. And even better than that, you stop losing yourself in the waiting. If that made your chest tighten a bit, good. That's awareness kicking in. Stay with me. Let's talk about the part you don't say out loud. The quiet stuff. The embarrassing stuff. The I swear I'm fine lies you tell everyone else. You wake up and for half a second you forget. Then it hits. That heavy drop in your chest. You grab your phone like it's instinct. No message. So you scroll. Maybe she posted. Maybe she didn't. You tell yourself you're just checking the time, but you're lying to yourself. You replay the last conversation like it's a crime scene. That tone you used. That message you sent too fast. That moment you should have shut up but didn't. You wonder if being calmer would have saved it. Prettier, less emotional, less too much. You catch yourself thinking, if I'd just acted different, she'd still be here. At night, it's worse. That's when your guard drops. You open your notes app and type a message you'll never send. You imagine her reading it, understanding, finally getting you. You don't send it. But it lives in your head anyway. You check her socials and it feels like a punch. She looks okay. Better than okay. Smiling, out, living. And you hate that it hurts. You hate that it feels unfair. You hate that part of you wants her to miss you the way you miss her. You act normal around people. You laugh at the right moments. You say, I'm good, honestly. But inside you feel like you've been replaced without a warning. You start shrinking yourself in your own mind. Maybe I was too needy. Maybe I expected too much. Maybe I should have been easier to love. You think about reaching out just to check in. You tell yourself it's not desperate. It's human. But deep down you know what you're really doing. You're fishing for reassurance, for proof you mattered. And when you don't get it, you feel stupid for caring so much, ashamed for not being over it already, pissed off at yourself for still hoping. You try to distract yourself, gym, work, friends, but everything feels like background noise because your mind is still with her. You hate the waiting, but you're scared of letting go because letting go feels like losing twice. So you stay stuck in this weird limbo, not together, not free, just suspended. And the worst part? You know this version of you isn't attractive. You feel it. You don't feel grounded. You don't feel confident. You don't feel like yourself. You feel like someone who's trying not to fall apart quietly. If that sounds familiar, yeah, I know. And here's the thing. Nothing is wrong with you. You're not broken. You're not weak. You're just emotionally overinvested in someone who isn't choosing you right now. And that hurts like hell. But this is where the shift starts. All right, hon. Here's where we stop romanticizing the pain and actually look at what's going on in your head. Because this isn't about her being the one. It's not destiny. It's not some cosmic connection you'll never find again. It's your nervous system spiraling. What you're feeling right now is attachment panic. Your brain got used to the dopamine hit she gave you, texts, attention, feeling chosen, feeling special. That hit disappears and your system goes into full-on emergency mode. That's why you feel restless, why you can't focus, why silence feels unbearable. Your brain isn't asking, do I love her? It's screaming, give me my fix. And here's the part no one likes admitting. When that happens, you stop acting from self-respect and start acting from fear. Fear of being abandoned, fear of being replaced, fear that if she doesn't come back, it means you weren't enough. That fear usually isn't new. It's old, like childhood old. Maybe you had to earn love. Be good, be easy, be quiet. Maybe affection came and went. Maybe you learned early that connection wasn't stable. So now when someone pulls away, your body reacts like it's life or death, even if your mind knows better. The Stoics clocked this ages ago, just without therapy words. They knew most suffering doesn't come from what happens. It comes from how fast we react. Right now, you're reacting internally even if you're behaving. You're still emotionally chasing, and chasing flips the power dynamic every single time. Here's the hard truth said like a mate, not a guru. No one feels safe coming back to someone who feels emotionally unsafe themselves. When you're anxious, overthinking, checking, waiting, you radiate instability. Not crazy, not dramatic, just unsettled. And humans, especially women, move away from unsettled energy. They lean into calm, into grounded, into someone who looks like they'll be okay either way. Marcus Aurelius had this quiet confidence vibe. Not loud, not cold, just solid. Like, I feel things, but they don't run me. Right now, your emotions are running you behind the scenes. That's why explaining doesn't work. That's why being understanding doesn't work. That's why staying available doesn't work. Because all of it says the same thing. I need this outcome to feel okay. And need is heavy. Stoicism isn't about shutting down. It's about not letting your fear grab the steering wheel. You don't get power back by convincing her. You get power back by regulating yourself. When you stop reacting, when you stop making her the emotional center of your world, something shifts. You stop being predictable. You stop being available on demand. You stop broadcasting need. And here's the mad part. Even if she never comes back, this is still the work that saves you. Because this pattern will repeat with the next person if you don't break it here. This isn't about her. It never was. It's about you learning how to stay steady. When someone doesn't choose you, all right, no fluff now. This is where you stop spiraling and start taking your power back. Not tomorrow. Not when you feel ready. Today. Exactly 5 steps. Simple, uncomfortable, effective. Step 1. Cut the invisible chasing completely. This is the sneakiest one and you know it. I'm not just talking about texting. I mean no accidental likes, no watching her stories the second they go up, no posting quotes, gym selfies, or glow-up pics hoping she'll notice. Because even if she never sees it, you feel it. And that keeps you emotionally hooked. Stoic move? Disappear energetically. You don't announce it. You don't explain it. You just stop orbiting. If you wouldn't do it while she's sitting next to you, don't do it online. That's your rule. Step 2. Stop explaining yourself, full stop. This one hurts the ego. No closure essays. No, I just want you to understand where I was coming from. No last attempts to be seen as the good one. Explaining is a form of begging when the relationship is already over. Harsh but true. Strong women don't need their pain validated by the person who caused it. They validate themselves. Stoic rule. Say less, always. Silence isn't weakness. It's self-respect in action. Step 3. Lock down your mornings like your life depends on it. Because honestly, it kinda does. Your worst spirals start when your body is unregulated, sleep-deprived, hungry, still in bed scrolling. So your job is simple. Wake up, move your body for at least 20 minutes. Cold water on your face. Eat something. You don't need motivation. You need routine. Stoics didn't wait to feel better. They acted their way out of chaos. Win the first hour and your mind calms down. Lose it, and you're chasing emotional crumbs all day. Step 4. Redirect every thought into action. You cannot think your way out of this. You have to move. Every time she pops into your head, do something physical. Walk, clean, train, stretch, shower, cook. Not to distract yourself. To teach your nervous system that you're safe without her. Thinking keeps you stuck. Action grounds you. Stoic mindset. If it's out of your control, it doesn't get your energy. Your body comes first. Your thoughts will follow. Step 5. Act like you're being watched by your future self. This one changes everything. Picture the version of you 6 months from now. Calm, confident, unbothered, proud. Now ask yourself before every move, would she respect this? Would she be proud of this text? This post? This late night spiral? If the answer's no, don't do it. You're not trying to win her back. You're trying to become someone you don't abandon again. That's Stoicism in real life. Not cold, not cruel, just grounded. Do these 5 things and something shifts fast. Not outside you, inside you. And when you change inside, everything else has to respond. This is the moment things go quiet inside you. Not empty, not numb, just still. You wake up one morning and realize you didn't check your phone straight away. Not because you forced yourself, but because you didn't feel the urge clawing at your chest anymore. You notice your shoulders feel lower. Your breathing is slower. Your thoughts aren't racing ahead trying to predict, control, or fix anything. And that's when it hits you. You're not chasing anymore. You're not rehearsing conversations in your head. You're not wondering what she's doing, who she's with, whether she misses you. You're not trying to be seen. You're just living. And at first it feels strange, almost wrong, like you're forgetting something important. But what you're actually letting go of is the version of you that begged silently for reassurance. This is the shift from chaos to calm. You stop explaining yourself. You stop defending your feelings. You stop needing someone else to confirm your worth. You don't announce this change. You don't post about healing. You don't need anyone to notice. Your energy does the talking. You become harder to read, not because you're playing games, but because you're not leaking emotion everywhere. You don't react instantly anymore. You don't feel the need to reply, clarify, soften, or fix. And here's the wild part, babe. This calm isn't cold. It's warm. It's grounded. It's safe. You laugh more easily. You sleep better. You feel present in your body again. You remember what it feels like to enjoy your own company without needing it witnessed. This is where desperation dies. Because you realize something huge. You were never chasing her. You were chasing the feeling of being chosen. And now, you're choosing yourself. That's the identity shift. From anxious to unshakable. From reactive to steady. From please don't leave to I'll be okay either way. You don't need to harden your heart. You don't need to pretend you don't care. You just stop making your peace depend on someone else's decision. And here's what usually happens next. Not always, but often. When you stop chasing, when you stop explaining, when you stop proving, people feel it. They feel the absence of pressure. They feel the space you've created. They feel the difference. Not because you did something loud, but because you did something rare. You let go. If she comes back at this point, it's different. You're not grateful for crumbs. You're not overinvested. You're not scared to lose her again. You're grounded. And if she doesn't, you don't spiral. You don't collapse. You don't question your worth. Because you already built a life that doesn't revolve around waiting. This is what Stoicism actually looks like. Not suppressing emotion, not acting tough, but standing steady while feelings move through you without dragging you under. You become the calm in the room, the woman who doesn't rush, the woman who doesn't chase clarity. Here's the truth that lands hardest when everything finally settles. The moment you stop chasing, the moment you stop explaining, the moment you stop trying to be chosen, you take your power back. Not loudly, not dramatically, but permanently. Because real strength isn't posting glow-ups or pretending you don't care. Real strength is being able to sit in silence without reaching for someone to save you from it. You don't need to prove you're healed. You don't need to show how unbothered you are. You don't need revenge, closure, or a comeback story. You need self-command. That's Stoicism in real life. It's choosing dignity over impulse, calm over chaos, self-respect over emotional relief. And listen to me closely now, babe. This part matters. If she comes back after this shift, it's not because you waited. It's not because you stayed loyal in pain. It's not because you suffered enough. It's because you became someone who doesn't need her to return. And that energy, that grounded, steady, ungrasping energy, that's magnetic. But even if she never comes back,
and I need you to hear this without flinching,
you still win. Because you don't spend your life paused. You don't live in draft mode. You don't hand your peace to someone who walked away. You become the woman who knows. I survive loss. I regulate myself. I don't chase what doesn't choose me. That changes how you date, how you love, how you walk into rooms. You stop over-explaining. You stop over-giving. You stop leaking energy to people who aren't holding it carefully. You don't harden. You don't close off. You just raise your standards, starting with how you treat yourself. And once you've felt this level of self-control, this inner stillness, you'll never again confuse anxiety with love. You'll never again abandon yourself just to keep someone else close. That's the real glow-up no one talks about. Not prettier, not thinner, not more chill, but calmer, clearer, unshakable. Marcus Aurelius said it best. You have power over your mind, but not outside events. That's it. That's the whole game. If this hit you in the chest, if you felt seen instead of soothed, drop a comment and tell me I choose myself. Subscribe if you're done repeating the same emotional cycle. and ready to move like a woman who knows her worth. And remember this always. Stop chasing what runs, stand still, watch what comes to you.